everybody, it is DDO Players. We have made it to day 3 of Gen Con. It is Saturday. Days are running together, which I'm sure. We are in the Paverson Games booth with Mr. Dave. How are you?
Not bad. Thanks a lot. Doing well.
How was your Gen Con? We'll start with that.
It's good. As always, tiring, but pretty great. We're actually already sold out of Distilled. We're sold out of expansions, accessories. We've got Luthier, our next game, on Kickstarter right now. So it's kind of wild and crazy, but it's fun.
Well, that's great. Let's talk a little bit about the company itself. Can you tell me the history?
Yeah, Paverson Games started back in 2020. It's when I came up with Distilled and I realized I needed a company to be behind it. We did so well with the Kickstarter in 2021 that I knew the company had to kind of be formed officially as a robust, independent company.
Right. And then, like you said, Distilled was your first game. We will talk about that in a minute. We can talk about the expansion since it's kind of free on the table here. The game itself looks like it's busy, but go ahead and tell me about it.
So this is our newest expansion. It's called Cast Strength. It's a small box, but it packs a mighty punch.
Okay.
This is designed by Richard Woods, which is the developer for Distilled. And what this does is a couple really unique things. First, it starts out by having ingredients that look like the ingredients from the original game, but actually can replace them because they all have effects and powers on them. So it adds a little bit more crunch to the game. The other really big change is the dynamic market. Every round you're going to have one of these out and active that are going to make things cost more or less when you go to market, as well as selling spirits.
Okay.
And you always see the next one coming, so you always can plan for it as well. Finally, you have some more fun new flavors and upgrades that allow you to do some more fun new things that you couldn't have done in the original base game, but can definitely do in the Cast Strength expansion.
And then,
we also have some fun upgrades that backers and fans can get here right at Gen Con. Things like our deluxe metal coins are always popular, coasters, and a play mat to use at the central part of the market.
And then can't get over there quite yet, but you want to kind of give us a little overview of what Distilled actually is?
Yeah, Distilled is an economic-based resource management recipe fulfillment game. You founded a long-lost distillery where you need to bring it back to its former glory. Lots of different distillers in the game. You essentially are going to market purchasing different ingredients, bottles and barrels, as well as upgrades, and then you take them back to your distillery and you craft spirits. You have different recipes that you're trying to make, and when you're making spirits, the fun part about it is there's a little bit of mitigating luck. You take the deck, the cards you put into a stack of cards to be able to make the spirit, that fulfill that recipe and you shuffle it up. And then you hope that you don't pull cards out of it, because part of the game is representing the real distillation process, which means taking the heads and the tails, the top and the bottom cards of the deck, pulling them out. If you push your luck, you could find yourself going from making whiskey to moonshine.
Which, when I played, happened to me almost every time.
Yeah. But if you play your cards right, you put the right cards in, then you're sure to make that whiskey, which is going to gather flavor in the warehouse and sell for a lot of points at the end of the game.
And then that is available on your website now?
It's available on our website. We're sold out here, but it's definitely available on the website, as well as local, friendly local game stores too.
All right, now we have another game which is currently on Kickstarter for you guys. It's Luthier, as you can see. We'll go down. Let's get the overview of this, and then we're going to talk about an add-on you can do for the Kickstarter in a minute, because it's pretty amazing.
That's right. So this is Luthier, the follow-up game to Distilled from Paverson Games, currently on Kickstarter through August 8th. This is a worker placement game with a twist, because every single one of your workers is represented by a disc in your family, 1 through 5. When we send those workers out on the board, we actually place them face down. Only you know the skill of your worker, nobody else does.
Okay.
So that is the first major mechanic here. You're the head of a Luthier family in the golden age of classical music, and you are sending your workers out across the board at all the different spots to be able to do different tasks. But as you can see here in the stack, multiple people can go to the same place, all placing their worker down. Now, when we resolve a location, we actually go to the resolution board and we drop our chips there. And we resolve that saying, oh, we see that yellow sent a 2, red sent a 1 with an apprentice that boosts them temporarily to a 2.
Okay.
But green sent a 4, which means they skip to the front of the line. They get first choice at each of the different locations on the board.
Gotcha.
Now, in addition to that, the second key mechanic is back at our workshop with patrons. They're the heart of the game, and at every round you move your cube forward 1, getting the gift from the patron that is directly above that. But this cube also represents their patience. Every round as that moves, they get less and less patient with you until at the end, they're going to leave you. And that you will have to lose points for each thing you haven't done for them. So you need to keep.
Oh wow! Okay, so you got to kind of factor that in.
Yeah,
okay.
Repair and perhaps perform for them, and make instruments for them, and that will reset that cube being back in their good graces.
Got you. Okay.
The third mechanic that we're really excited about in Luthier is the orchestra itself. Every time you repair an instrument or perform with an instrument, it goes into the orchestra. But when you craft an instrument, let's say I'm crafting this bassoon, it takes the place, it trumps and kicks these out and takes first chair in the orchestra. Those can never be removed, so it's an area control game that at the end of the game, the more first chairs you occupy, the more points you're going to get.
Okay, all right.
Now, this is on Kickstarter. There's lots more to do here. It punches above the distilled weight at around a 3.5 to 3.75 weight. So it's a highly strategic game. We offer lots of deluxe upgrades and resources that you can find on the Kickstarter page. But one we wanted to show you for sure is over here, because you too will be able to have your own pipe organ dice tower. And when you roll it, not only do you roll it, but you make music as well.
That is so amazing. And then I see you have wooden dice here, so would the sound change? Like if I would use plastic dice or
it would change
like
a little bit.
Metallic dice?
If you are able to kind of peek in here, you'll see we've actually lined it with felt so that it softens the sound as it bounces off the wood. So it will probably sound somewhat similar. The dice in Luthier, as with everything else, tries to be wood and paper, true to the period, so there's really no plastic in the game. But
I was going to ask why the wooden dice, but now that totally makes sense that you say that.
Based on the number of parts.
All right, so this is on Kickstarter now. We'll put a link down in the description for the Kickstarter that you can jump on that. I don't know how many days exactly you'll have when I get this posted, but this is one of the first videos I'm going to do. So hopefully you'll have at least 3 or 4 to jump in. All right, well, thank you very much for your time, and enjoy the rest of your Gen Con.